has a bit of a daydream about the two of you. So this could be someone who is a current friend or even a current partner. They're thinking about the long term and wondering where things could go for the two of you. And I feel like what is kind of front of mind for them is whether or not they have trust, whether or not you've been able to build that trust, or if you could continue to build that trust. So this could be someone who's struggling a little bit in terms of a commitment after going through heartbreak or feeling a sense of betrayal and wondering if they can actually muster up the strength to go through another test of that. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. Happy Valentine's Day. Hello, Erkin. Hello, YouTube made me make this. I almost messed it up. Hello, Joaquin. How are you doing? If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you, Erkin, for being a member. What perfect timing. And thank you also to those of you that have checked out my candles on Etsy. That's also in the description box for you. I think we will dive right in. Oh, wait. I forgot. We have a new tarot deck. This is called Under the Oak. This is a pretty cool card. Here's the Empress card. Isn't that pretty? So I think we have to start with that one. I hope you're doing well too. Oh, that's so cool, Rachel. I'll have to check that out. Thank you. Wow. These are a rival for the noisy cards. I like this. And it's like silver on the side. Of course, it doesn't last, you guys. The Poe Tarot that I have, I've only had this for maybe 2 years. This used to be bright red, and it's like faded. All right, let's see what we've got. What's going on with this person who's trying to figure out if they trust you? Two of Cups, romantic feelings. Three of Swords in the reverse, and the Page of Cups. Yeah, so even though I've had difficult experiences in the past, even though I might be a little bit nervous in terms of putting myself out there or being vulnerable in a connection, I still feel like that pull to see where it goes is too strong to walk away. Now, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of hidden there, but there's like, I don't know, like a little heart shape between the two flowers. I don't know what kind of flowers they are. I wish I was that cool. But then we also have the cute little scene with the little girl and would I call that a stag? I think so. Those seem like unrealistically large antlers, I'm just gonna say. So we have Two of Cups. The Three of Swords is in the reverse because somebody has healed from a breakup or disappointment in love. And this is like, am I ready for this? Can I believe in things going well after having seen things kind of, blow up or devolve into toxicity? For those of you who have read the Chronicles of Narnia, I'm sure you know that I'm thinking of, is it Mr. Tumnus? I think that was his name. Who I feel like was a little bit awkward. So we might have someone who's just kind of like, I feel like I can approach this the right way. I feel like I can leave the past relationships back there and just see what I know about you and figure out if I can trust you. But there's a little bit of self-doubt here. Judgment in the reverse. Empress in the reverse. And the Two of Pentacles. So we have someone who feels like they can't really make that decision yet. Or I think I trust you, but then the next day I'm like, but what are you doing right now? And can I believe you? We have the Empress in the reverse and the Two of Pentacles. It's interesting because the Two of Pentacles is not normally depicted with somebody who has a blindfold. That's really more of like the Two of Swords type thing. But the Two of Pentacles is also about balancing information, making decisions like the Judgment card is, and being grounded. So even though I've dealt with someone who was toxic, even though I've dealt with somebody who didn't want to express emotions or who maybe was a fan of gaslighting or outright lying, that doesn't mean that that's always what I'm going to encounter. So the Two of Pentacles is such a fascinating card. It looks like she's holding a little, I don't know, is it a chipmunk or a mouse? You tell me. I don't see a tail. Anyways, this is someone who's weighing, am I putting too much of myself at risk? Or if I walk away from this connection, would I lose out on what I'm looking for? Knight of Wands in the reverse and Temperance in the reverse. So we have somebody who feels like maybe their judgment is a little bit off because of this past relationship that they're hoping they've recovered from, but also they feel like they may not be able to trust their judgment because they're very attracted to somebody. So it's like making this blindfold make more sense because we have somebody who's like, okay, I have to think about this person without making my decision entirely on the fact that they're super attractive. Hello, James. How are you doing? Hello, Lee. What's going on? Happy Valentine's Day. Hello, Hooks. How are you doing? Hello, Starboy. Welcome. Do you like that song? Was it a whole album? Do you like that song from The Weeknd? We've got Three of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Three of Pentacles is a card that talks about like structures or people in your social community or even like work community, right? Working together, that kind of thing. I think this is just like things have moved so quickly. It seems like you're able to work together through difficult things. I was just talking on yesterday's reading about maybe you had to build some IKEA furniture together. Maybe you had to get through a difficult family situation or, you know, lost my job, but everything will be okay. There's this like stressor that enables you to see how well you communicate or work together to deal with whatever comes up, right? But we also have the Nine of Cups in the reverse. This is that doubt. It's like, hey, but you're too good to be true. I can't really let myself think about how that would go if things really went well because I expect at some point I'm going to get disappointed. See, I told you, it's more the Two of Swords thing. We got another blindfold for you. Two of Swords is about crossroads. Now, this one is a little bit more on the depressing side or looks a little bit more forlorn than some of the other Two of Swords that I have dealt with. So it does seem to me like there's a lot of sadness this person has gone through. It's like, I don't dare to hope for like the good things because then I don't get my hopes up. What if I were to tell you that you should every now and then get your hopes up? That should not be something that you never do. I've got my hopes up that tomorrow Valentine's Day candy will be on sale. Hello, Marcus. How are you doing? What? Who's not happy? Yeah. Yep. Hello, Redbeard. How are you doing? Making promises you can't keep, I see. 'Tis the day for that, I suppose. Hello, JKM. How are you doing? Is it a weird Valentine's Day? I mean, at least it's Saturday, right? We've got the devil. The thing is, the fear that they have of things not going well is becoming difficult for them to manage. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse and the Eight of Wands. So this is a message basically saying if you're trying to figure out whether or not you can trust someone and you've been kind of like dreaming about a life together. Thank you for the heart, Carrie. And the overthinking or overanalyzing, I feel like you would have a monitor for it. I feel like you'd be like, oh, this is getting a little bit out of hand. Maybe I need to like chill a little bit. Have a conversation with this person. I feel like that would help. I feel like part of the issue here is someone's in their head, but whether or not they can trust someone. And to be fair, you can't really, to be fair, you can't really just like walk up to somebody and be like, hey, so are you trustworthy? If I trust you with stuff, like, oh, I don't know, my heart, how's that going to end for me? What do you think that was going to go like? Just curious. Oh, you're a perfect human? You never make any mistakes? And you'll always tell the truth? Aw, see, I knew I could trust you to tell me the truth. You can't exactly just ask people that, right? But what you can do is talk about what is potentially causing an issue regarding that trust, right? Hello, Wilbur. Thank you for the torch. How you doing? Only one ballot used so far. Thank you, Lee. Of course I can. Let me write that down for you. Hello, Bobby. Happy Valentine's Day. How you doing? Hey, Lou. Do you mean her mom? Right? Isn't it her mom that's missing? Hello, Aubrey. How are you doing? All right, so this is the Gold Foil Tarot. We've got the Chariot and the Knight of Pentacles and the This is like any comedy movie you've seen. And I'm horrible, you guys. I do like to do this every once in a while. Have you ever been driving and someone's gonna like hop into your car and you're like, no, really go for the door handle. I promise I'll... You know, I feel like we have like the start, stop of a car moving. And it's probably not in that comical of a way. It's more like, I'm going to run and I'm really excited and I'm going to like dive in, not worry about, you know, whether or not I can trust you. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I don't know if I can trust you. You know, like, uh-oh, maybe I need to slow down. Maybe I need to like have a little chat with myself. My favorite people driving on the highway are the people who are merging onto the highway confidently. They're like, oh, you know what? I think the speed limit here is 70. So when I hit the actual highway, I'm going to be going 70. And I'm also going to try to zipper in so I don't make anybody hit the brakes just because I'm entering the highway. This person is maybe 35 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour. And everybody's like, could you like figure it out? You know? Hello, gang. What's up? Hello, Malachi? I hope I didn't say that wrong. Hello, Hannah. How are you doing? Look, I'm from Minnesota, okay? No offense. Actually, some offense. There are some people who really do not know how to merge on the highway. I will tell you right now, the worst was getting, if you know Minnesota, if you know Minneapolis, I would have to take Highway 77 going north. I'm trying to like track this in my head right now. And then, no, not 77, 35W. 35W to Crosstown. Oh, made me very stabby in the mornings. Not a good way to start your day. Anyways, we got the Knight of Cups, the World, and the Eight of Wands again. By the way, I don't think I showed you. Look how pretty that Eight of Wands is. I feel like if you have this conversation, you're going to be feeling much more comfortable about things. This is somebody who, it's like, they might be going through the same thing as you. They may be, you know, trying to make sure that the past stays in the past and that they focus on what the two of you are going through. But I feel like this person looks at you like you are a bee's knees. You are their soulmate. I've never really noticed before, but look at the facial expression on homie right here. Yo, okay, so I do feel like the two of you are both pretty, like you're feeling very connected to each other. There is a little bit of like, is this too good to be true? But I also feel like there could be some concerns around trust because there's someone who's mad that you're moving on. Or there's someone who's mad that your person is moving on. Hello, Mohammed. How are you doing? Yeah, I've worked a lot on my road rage, Hannah. I would say that was definitely one of the things that I was struggling with, you know, in the 20s. Yeah, let's just remember no politics in the live chat. Por favor. If you have opinions on people zipper merging, though, please feel free to share. Hello, Oracle. How are you doing? Okay. Hi, Moon. I'm just going to go ahead and say this. You say some really weird things in the live chat. I don't even know if they're like at all related to what other people are talking about or what I'm talking about here. So I'm going to give you just a little baby timeout, and I would like you to consider how the live chat is meant to be interactive, not just you saying whatever you want to say, but also happy Valentine's Day. Let's interact with the people around us, right? This isn't just like a pulpit. I don't even do that. I like talking to the people out here, right? Yes, I would agree with that. But it's also good to use the indicators. Sorry, it's not like Minnesota's the only place that has problems with that, by the way. But if you know what highways I'm talking about in Minneapolis, you know the pain. I've actually, yeah, I think I got into an accident there. Someone didn't know how to stop. So we had Queen of Swords, Two of Wands in the reverse, and the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is really coming through quite strongly as if you got a problem, you need to talk about it. If you are worried that this thing is an issue or how they said that might be offensive, or hey, like, is that person, you know, someone I need to be worried about, talk about it. I feel like you would be pretty happy about how things go during that conversation. But right now what I'm seeing is somebody who's like assuming the worst because they don't want to bring it up in conversation. If this is someone you're genuinely excited about dating, if this is someone you could see yourself falling in love with, or you already feel like you are, then you owe it to yourself to have those conversations, right? Hey, Zats, how are you doing? Oh, thank you, Rachel. Hello, Renee. How are you doing? We've got Page of Wands in the reverse, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So do you want to lose a soulmate because you don't bring this up? That's the risk here. If you do not talk to this person about what is concerning, then you won't have an appreciation for what really happened, and you're pretty likely to jump to conclusions or assume the worst when you really don't need to be. This is like, hey, who was that I saw you having coffee with? That was my brother. Is that okay? You know, like there's something here where it's like, it's not what you think it is, or this person is much more trustworthy than you expect, but you have to have the conversation first, because you're looking at this person as too good to be true, and I'm seeing this person as the Nine of Cups. This is what you are looking for, but you have to be willing to speak up. Just in general, if you got some trust issues, talk to the person, you know? At least if they're in your inner circle or trying to be. You know, if you have trust issues with the person who's ringing out your groceries, maybe just like keep that to yourself. Or go to a different line. We got the Star in the reverse. Temperance in the reverse, and the Three of Cups. I feel like there's somebody here that you're worried about, or somebody that they're worried about, depending on who you are in this story. Just to give them... Oh, we should really have names for you all. So I'm going to call the Chariot the person who's not sure if they can trust the person that they're dealing with. And I don't know, it kind of feels like the World is the partner here. But those are kind of strange names for our people. I do feel like there is someone who is still hung up on you, or still hung up on your person. And this may be kind of like the issue as far as why trust is being pondered, or why it's like, oh, do I really trust this person to tell me the truth about that? You're worried about somebody that your partner views as not an option at all. Not to mention, they came through as the World because they see this perspective, like romantic partner, or maybe you are dating, as their soulmate. So there needs to be a conversation regarding how other people interact with your person, or here's what I think is respectful and not respectful. You know, some people feel like being Facebook friends is offensive. Some people feel like it's not a big deal. You've got to be able to have those conversations so you know where the other one stands, because realistically speaking, there's a lot of variation in terms of what people consider to be respectful or not respectful behavior within a commitment, right? This is the situations deck. Yes, I agree with that. What else do we have? Past happened, history, and pretending, fake, living beyond means. So the problem is, I dated somebody who put on a good show. I dated somebody who tricked me. I found out somebody was not trustworthy after I thought that they were. Or I thought I was building something with a person that would treat me the way I deserve to be treated, and then it turned out that they didn't do that. So it's like, I've already been burned. I've already been tricked into thinking, oh, you're like my person. This is going to be great. You're my soulmate. So they're hesitating. Don't miss out on things that are good because someone in your past wasn't right for you. Owner of a lonely heart. Why can't I think of who sings that? I can hear it. Oh, I hope you find one. We've got retaliation and twin flames. Wow. So, I mean, I'm not saying that there's only one person in this situation who has been hurt. It's pretty likely that both people have dealt with, you know, someone that they couldn't trust in their past. But someone in particular here has a very possessive ex who feels like things are going to naturally come back together. And I do feel like this is somebody who would be willing to cause drama within a new relationship, trying to message someone, oh, you know, I know you're in a relationship, but I don't care. Do you want a side piece? Do you want to come back to me? This is someone who feels like, I don't care about your new little relationship. I know that you're supposed to be with me. And that could be what's causing the trust issues, right? So we have emotions coming and going, commitment, long-term relationship, and drastic, extreme, harsh cutoff. There's someone who has to be blocked or cut off. This is someone who at one time was daydreaming or, you know, kind of fixating on having that long-term relationship with you or your person. And realistically speaking, they might be able to, for a short while, make it seem like they're okay with this new relationship or they're supportive of it. But the reality is they're going to be kind of slowly attacking it over time. So this could be a valid concern, but you talk about it with this person and I feel like they do something about it, like block them. Oh, does that person make you feel uncomfortable? I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. I'm happy to do that. You can watch me do it right now. This is someone who's like, yeah, I don't need that. I want you in my life. And if that person is making you uncomfortable, I will send them out. I will block them. Because there was some concern here that maybe this ex or this possessive individual would not really be willing to ever give up or be done trying to chase you or your person, whoever it is. So don't let anybody hang out in your inner circle or in your DMs who threatens the relationship that does seem like what you've been looking for. We have gossip, petty, jealousy, envy, and nightlife. Gamble, take a risk, Vegas. For some of you, there is an avoidance of this conversation, or, you know what, I don't think that's going to be a problem. I'm just going to let my ex still, you know, have access to my social media. You may end up regretting that. This is something that needs to be dealt with, and if it is dealt with early on, I feel like you have some pretty smooth sailing relationship times here. But if you let this kind of fester or you don't deal with it, then I feel like it is eventually going to cause a pretty difficult argument. All right, let's see what else we have with the Witch's Tarot. Hello, Eric. I believe we are energy, and energy does not get destroyed. Therefore, we transform. Hello, Bowser. How are you doing? Hello, Pratik. How are you doing? What do I think about India? I would love to visit, but also I'm obsessed with butter chicken. And I think it's really cool, but also probably difficult that you have so many languages in India. And it's also weird that like the rest of the world has a time zone like at the top of the hour, but India will be 30 minutes in. That messed with me. That's what I know about India. What else do we have? Nine of Pentacles and the High Priest. You better figure out if you trust this person. I feel like your intuition is telling you you can trust this person. And you might doubt your intuition a little bit because you're like, but I don't know, I've been tricked before, man. Really thought that was going to work out. It didn't. That's fine. Maybe you really wanted it to work out. Maybe now your vision's a little bit cloudy because you're still a little bit hurt. But I think you're dealing with somebody who's serious. We have the Seeker and the Two of Cups. This is someone who has learned from their mistakes, someone who has tried to better themselves after some difficult times or toxic relationships, but they still want this Two of Cups. They have not given up hope on that working out. And so you've got a wise individual who seems to reflect what you're looking for in a partner, and they want this Two of Cups. Ten of Cups in the reverse, Two of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords. The problem is we have somebody who is focused on a detail, struggling to make a final decision on whether or not they trust someone. And this could potentially lead to sabotaging the soulmate connection, making it so that that other person's like, oh, it looks like maybe you're not as serious, or it looks like maybe you don't think that this would work out between us. So there's a risk here that they end up pushing away the person that they've been looking for. Judgment and the King of Swords. So this is saying be very aware of what information you're using to assess whether or not you can trust someone. If you are unfairly including data that actually is about your ex, then don't use that. I feel like your intuition is telling you you can trust this person. But you're like, I don't know, man. We have Temperance. This is somebody who's a good match for you. I know. You're used to me talking about people being, you know, untrustworthy or dishonest. This is somebody who wants to put the work in with you. And I feel like there is an upcoming conversation where that is proven. You see that this is somebody who really is focused on you. So the too good to be true, I think you eventually are able to see, it's probably not it. Nice. I don't know if you guys heard my stomach growling, but I'm going to have to eat some food soon. Hello, Blue. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. So we've got the Five of Pentacles. And I've thrown cards across the room, apparently. Five of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. So, you know, the call to action here is if you are not ready for a relationship because you are still hung up on what's happened with somebody in your past, or you feel like you haven't fully recovered from that heartbreak, then pull back, you know, focus on yourself. But I think we have somebody here who it's like the last little remnants of that heartbreak is still there. They're working through it. And it's like, is this too good to be true? Because I have literally just recovered from someone being a total clown, you know, or disrespectful. This is the Energy Oracle. Let's see. Ooh, we got one more. Ooh, King of Pentacles. I do feel like we have somebody who's saying, you know what, maybe I need to give this a try. Let's see if we get confirmation of that. It's looking a little iffy, like back and forth. Yeah, so we have this attachment, which is a reference to fear. I've been through something difficult and it's hard for me to let go of that, and it colors how I interact with other people. Yeah. Thank you, Rachel. We'll just have to keep an eye on that, I guess. So we have Door to Romance. Do you want to date your fear, or do you want to date this person who likes you? This person who wants to fall in love with you? Sixth chakra, Archangel, Metatron, and Happy Family. So you could have a pretty great life if you're able to set aside those fears. I'm not telling you to trust blindly. I'm telling you that if somebody has been demonstrating that they genuinely care about you and they want to be um, good to you, then take note of those observations. Don't attribute what you've experienced in the past to the current person and lose out on a good opportunity in love. All right, let's get a few from the romantic Lenormand. Hello, Calvin. Happy Valentine's Day. Hello, Hope. How are you doing? Hello, Michelle. Hello, Rick. What's up? What else? Cross, number 36. So you've been through some difficult things, but that has also shaped you into a much more observant and understanding person. There might still be, you know, a scab that's healing. There might still be a little bit of frustration over how something happened. But what this really tells me is that you're also able to recognize this as a previous chapter or something that you've already been through. And this also means that your intuition has been improving. So trust your gut. Because I feel like it's telling you that you don't have to worry about this being the same as the last, and that there is a risk you would lose something that makes you happy. So we have owls. This is about communication. And coffin. Yeah. Your responsibility is to make sure that you have cleaned up your contact list, cleaned up your followers, whatever it is. If there's somebody here who is not respectful of you being in a relationship or would threaten that relationship, then you know what to do. Don't let them near this relationship, or it's time to block them. Because I saw the drastic, extreme, harsh cutoff card, and I don't think that's going to be with the person that you're feeling lovey-dovey for. I think this is someone saying, I don't want to have any risk to the relationship that I'm in. So I got to do... Oh, you guys, I just realized it's 37 minutes in. I'm sorry, Lee. Let me pull a few from here, and then I'm going to start the personal questions. Oh, thank you for the bronze medal, and Keats. Hello, Gallo. How are you doing? I don't know how to say that. Which should probably be an answer for you. You're asking if I'm Romanian, and I'm pretty sure that's why I can't pronounce the first name. Is it Ainku? No, I'm not. I'm mostly Norwegian. But I have not ever lived in Norway. I have visited and fell in love with it, though. I hung out at, like, the fish market in Bergen. So much good food. Yeah, but there's the CU. Hello, James. How are you doing? So we've got companion. When we team up with a partner, we become more capable of achieving common dreams. There is real love here. Whether it's romantic or not, you know you found someone who really has your back. That's legit. The hero. The hero is a natural leader. They follow a strict moral compass and tend to act selflessly. They are a well-balanced protector, and they will always speak up for the exploited and downtrodden. This is the person you're falling in love with. It sounds pretty good to me. They have your back, and they will speak up for people who are downtrodden, having a bad day. That seems great. Fast travel. We don't always have time to stop and play around in photo mode. Some things require swift action. There might be a mission timer, or you just need to hit the hay. Whatever the reason, it's happening with the quickness. Maybe you're struggling a little bit in terms of whether or not you can trust this person, in part because things seem to be moving faster than you expected them to. Whether it's I didn't think I was going to meet someone, or I didn't think that I would catch feelings so quickly, or I didn't think we would spend so much time together after we just met each other, you know, like a couple weeks ago. There's something here where you're like, I need a seatbelt. Is there a seatbelt for love? Don't answer that. All right, we're gonna do Lee's question. What do we want for Lee? We're going with the cats rule the earth, and let's see what we've got. Hello, Elizabeth. How are you doing? You said I'm finding my soulmate today. Does that mean I should go look at like a cat shelter? Oh, thank you. Y'all are funny. What do we have for Lee, please? Knight of Pentacles. 8 of Swords in the reverse. Knight of Swords. Is this someone who's looking at the situation with Lee? So there's someone here who feels like they have addressed things with you the wrong way. So I do feel like there's going to be some communication or attempt at, you know, can we like get on the same page? I feel like this is somebody who feels a sense of urgency to talk to you now that they understand something differently. Is this person, like, have they gotten new information or something? No? It's not so much that they've gotten new information. I feel like it's that something has like clicked for them. That they can't trust somebody else. I can't trust this person, so why have I been so difficult with you? So there's a change in someone's behavior towards you, or the respect that you would feel from this person, because they feel like I've, you know, chosen the wrong team, or I was respectful to somebody that I probably shouldn't have, or I assumed the worst and I shouldn't have. Do you have fun plans today, Tiana? Hello, Curry. It is 8:53 a.m. So, Lee, we've got the 6 of Pentacles. The scales are balancing. There's something here that's changing to reflect reality, whereas I feel like you looked at it like, is this for real? Like, why? How does this happen? Is anybody? No? Just me? Something is getting back to normal. So I hope this is with regards to court cases or courtrooms and people seeing things the way that they should, you know? And a drive-through what? An apple pie. That's good stuff. I think I have a slight preference for rhubarb, but apple is way up there. Probably also like Dutch apple. You know, they have like little, was it like brown sugar and like breadcrumb? No. I don't know. It's good. All right. I'm glad. Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. That makes a huge difference. It's like half the deck that I just threw off the table. Hold please, we have technical difficulties, but it looks like Marcus is offering a reading. If somebody would like to claim that, while I get my cards off the floor. Poor guys. Oh, where'd you go? Oh no, did they fall back there too? Nope, okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. Oh no, oh no. I'm gonna have to like double check that and make sure I got all my cards back. I think I did. Okay, sorry guys, I'm back. That was difficult. Tiana says she'll claim it. Tiana, what's your question? You got some Valentine's Day drama? Hello, Dawn. How are you doing? Yes, I think that's correct, Lee. Tiana, type faster. Thank you, Marcus. Ah, yeah, Curry Muncher, you better get out there and get some chocolates. Or teddy bear. Something cute. I'm glad to hear it, Dawn. Your lack of a love life? Oh, Lord. Okay, so what is... You know what? I don't want the ones I threw on the floor. They're going to need a little timeout. And maybe some saging. All right, what do we have for Tiana regarding love life? Page of Swords, Justice, Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Star in the reverse. I'm trying to think of a nice way to say this. I don't like referring to people as lost puppies. There's definitely like a little bit more judgment there than I like. But I will tell you that you are basically running a pound for lost puppies and people who don't know how to do things right. Now, I want to be very cautious because I'm not telling you should not be kind to these people or that you should not be friends to individuals who need help or who are lost. You can be inspirational and you can be very helpful to those individuals, but it's not where you should be looking for a date. You've got this magic, this personality, and it draws people in, especially the people who don't necessarily feel as good about themselves because they see your light, you know? The way that you talk, it calms people. And the unfortunate reality is people feel very close to you before you feel close to them. And I feel like there's almost like a, I have to entertain this because I was being nice to you and you got the wrong idea. And I'm going to regret that, aren't I, Tiana? But this is kind of what's coming through is that there's a lot of people around you who are interested or, you know, like want to be close to you, but it's not at that romantic level because it's people who need to be loved, but also need to learn how to love themselves. So there needs to be a clear delineation between you are my friend and you are somebody I would consider being naked with. You are a friend that I'm trying to be kind to or be supportive of, and you are someone I could actually be in love with. Separate rooms, okay? Separate, because they get too muddied. They get too, you know what? This might work. It might work out, you know? Because I do feel like with the Ace of Wands in the reverse, there's just too many signs or warnings, like red flags that you see, and you're just like, it'll be okay. But they're funny. I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm just saying you have this healing energy. It draws people in. You just need to have like an inventory in your mind. This person I could potentially date. This person, not so much. Wait. But like, is there someone like legit here for Tiana? Because that's what we need to know. It said no. Will there be? Can she catch a break? Yeah, I feel like you're gonna go on a trip or someone is visiting you. This is a trip that is like how Stella got her groove back. Like it reignites a fire within you or helps you to feel like ready for love in a way that you didn't before. Is this person like at a distance from Tiana? This is someone who's in the process of moving or changing where they are. Someone who is trying to decide what they're doing. So they're not in your backyard is what I'm trying to say. King of Cups in the reverse. So don't be flirting with the idea of being in a long-term relationship with somebody that you know is probably not relationship material, but you will meet someone. Curry Muncher, thank you. Those are the kind of compliments that I really enjoy because it's like, I don't know, man, it doesn't seem like it should make sense. Would you like me to pull some cards? Okay. Do you have a specific question? Generally you want to include it with the super chat because then obviously it's like super in my face, like easy for me to find. But let's pick out a tarot deck for you. I think we need the Tarot of the Nile. Oh, that's a good way to do it, Dawn. The honesty goes a long way, doesn't it? I don't know, Tiana. Do you really want to deal with all the bachelorette cheeks or chicos? I don't know, man. I feel like there's a better place for you to do your hunting. All right, life in general. What do we have for Curry Muncher, please? Four of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, and the Eight of Cups in the reverse. There's a lot of earth energy here. Ooh, and we have the Magician. When I say there's a lot of earth energy here, to me, this is coming through as there's been a focus on stability. So I need to work on, you know, how much money I spend, how much money I make, or I need to address things that, you know, emotionally might be impacting me. But I feel like there's balance being achieved here. Maybe this is in like the near future, or you feel like you're making some progress on this. And so with this Magician and Eight of Cups in the reverse, this feels to me like there's a return of confidence or something that makes you feel like more achieved than you had before. Maybe it's paying off a bill. Maybe it's getting your own place. Maybe it's saying what you need to say to somebody who didn't treat you right. But I feel like there is a lot of accomplishment in the next couple of weeks here for you, or a sense of confidence. Knight of Swords in the reverse, the Hierophant, and the Chariot. There are people here who are looking at you as an expert or somebody who has great wisdom, someone who should be followed. I feel like you know that's your path. Tell me more about the Hierophant. Ace of Swords in the reverse, Page of Pentacles in the reverse. It's like you have secrets to share with like a group of people regarding how to make things work that weren't working. Maybe specifically around finances, but I feel like you are able to help others recover in a way that you've recovered. So even though you might not necessarily believe in what I do here, that's kind of similar to what I've gone through, you know? Like sometimes you have to change your plan and listen to the fact that there's something calling to you. I feel like you can help a lot of people because you've learned how to bounce back. Three of Cups in the reverse. I feel like this is like you did this on your own. Yeah, so you have a success story that is important to share with others. If it's writing a book or starting a podcast, it helps other people recover after they feel like a sense of hopelessness or they can't fix these things. So I'm excited for you, and I hope that goes well. Thank you, Tiana. I appreciate it. All right, y'all. I think I'm going to leave it there. I will be back later with another live stream. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you're able to. And I will see you in the next reading. Toodles.